game day ritual. Run the ball like Mitchell, or you can be like Reynolds and Skiffle. Give it a Johnston and he'll get triple. Pass it to Cleary, you know he'll run the pitch. Score points like Jabojevic. I'm game day fit, no need to switch. Cooking up like Cookie Man's in the kitchen. Who's that on the wing? It's Sivo. Score, try and do the Guffrino. Don't get too rowdy or too keen, or you'll end up like Hasentino. Get a 40-20 like DCE. Run the ball like hectic cheese. Support runner, that's Pappenhausen, but I still got Teddy at the SCG.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Final Siren podcast. Great to be back here today. Still just me and Faraz on this episode tonight, but hopefully Lachlan and Davos will be returning soon. Faraz, to start us off, how are you doing today, mate?
Mate, I'm lost for words, mate, at the moment. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Obviously, yesterday the Maroons took up a historic, gutsy, brave win, and honestly, mate, I'm still soaking it in. The moment hasn't sunk in yet. I'm pretty sure same for you, last night was just incredible. It made my day. Yeah,
very much so. Now, this episode, we started at 5 or 6 minutes late. We're going to try and get through it before 7:45 because I believe that's when the Women's Origin game starts, and I wouldn't want any of you missing out on the opportunity to watch that because you're sitting here watching us. Joshua Stokes, Queensland, wow, absolutely dominant. Not so much dominant, but gutsy win from us. Absolutely loved watching that.
Should have been dominant New South Wales.
New South Wales towards the end, they should have put quite a few tries on us. But Origin is a funny game. But I'll send it over to you, Faraz, to start us off with the first game of the round review Thursday night.
Yeah, obviously the Dolphins take on the Dragons in the season opener. This game held in Arcade Stadium. I think most people pick the Dolphins, but were the Dragons a bit underwhelming with you? Considering how they started off the blocks fast, obviously got tracked down easily at the end.
Yeah, I was a bit underwhelmed by the Dragons, especially after the last week, the week before they beat the Roosters by 2 points. And the Roosters, they haven't been top standard this year. They haven't been as good as the Dolphins, but I was expecting more from the Dragons. So to see them be beat 13+, and frankly, a game that the Dolphins weren't even I wouldn't say the Dolphins were too convincing. I wasn't too impressed with them, but at the same time, their main coach has just been sacked. Usually the week after a head coach gets sacked, team gets up, the team ends up winning. So I wasn't too surprised to see them lose this week, and I tipped Dolphins anyway.
Yeah, that's very true, mate. Look, I'm a bit disappointed the Dragons. Obviously, they got a great win against the Roosters, who are a bit struggling to perform. But, I expected more from the Dragons. Look, I know they were missing Bernard, but at the same time, they were also missing a few of the own sides of the Dolphins. Tom Gilbert, Felicia Fisher, and they just didn't capitalise. They started really well off the block, complete every set, but in the end, it just got too easy for the Dolphins. And Anthony Movement probably had one of his better games of the year. Scored a try, was saving for him. Jermaine Nazar. We knew what this bloke was capable of, but he was probably caught up in some Broncos better with the roster. But this man, I think he's already got 40 tries this season. I think so. But look, the Dolphins keep marching on. They're slowly cementing a spot in that top 8.
Yeah, they are. The Dolphins, very impressed so far. I just think everyone had them for the spoon. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people had them for the spoon, me included in that. I didn't have them for the spoon. I had Dragons, but I had them finishing in 16th, the Dolphins. And I believe at the moment they are currently sitting pretty in 6th. So, it's a funny game, rugby league. We've said it quite a few times. But, wouldn't be too surprised if the Dolphins finish up in the 8 this year. I'm not too sure. I guess we'll have to see what happens. But I'll take us into Friday night. Eels versus Cowboys. Faraz, I'll start off with a question for you. The Cowboys, did they show signs of improvement for you? Obviously from last week when they got smashed by the Tigers. But did you like what you saw from the Cowboys in this game?
No, 100%. I love the Cowboys' aggression early on to start. They probably should have been leading at halftime. That Dylan Brown tackle and Chad Townsend, that is textbook quality stuff. And that sort of things that change momentum, and momentum is a big thing in a footy game. And we saw that last night with both sides of momentum. Look, I think the Cowboys showed definitely better signs. They were aggressive through the middle. They were sort of punchy. They were showing more aggression. Obviously, the average went after the calamitous defeat against the Tigers last week. They did show enough heart. look, it was obviously not enough to get home on the line, but they were missing a few orange stars. Considering they didn't go that well against Sydney, it's like I was really impressed. I was at the game, obviously, met a few top tier blokes, Nick from Australia, Lorenz, and all that. Good to meet them. But look, I thought the Cowboys were unlucky. A few bias calls against them, not anything like necessarily like to say they were wrong, but I really love the Cowboys' aggression. And honestly, if Tom Dillon was playing this game, they probably would have done enough to win. I love their direction at the left edge. That debutant on the wing, Robert Dory, had a great game, tough carries. Look, Cowboys, the unfortunate part about this is that we can't actually go like nullify them saying, oh, they got the 2 points. They've shown a lot of heart, but yet to fall short again.
Yeah, another question for you quickly before I give my thoughts. Now, do you think it was more so this is two questions, but do you think it was more so that the Cowboys were really good or the Eels are really shit? And also, do you think if that offload didn't come, I think was it Cohen Hess? If that offload doesn't come from Cohen Hess, do you see the Cowboys winning that?
Well, I was just talking about momentum. Momentum is a funny thing, and then we're getting all of it. And honestly, for me, I feel like I think Val Holmes was playing that game, right? I think the great thing about that is, if they could get into field position, we know what Holmes can do, like from far out, 40 meters, a 2-1 field goal. He's started one against the Shark. I feel like if they could just get into position, because I don't think Kansas is going to kick one. I don't think Greg was going to go for a shot. I feel like Holmes is still clutch enough, good enough to get that. But look, the one time
Holmes wasn't playing. Labour was in his spot.
That makes a lot of sense. Sorry for that, mate. But look, to your question about, I don't think the Eels were shit. I mean, if you look at it, both of them were affected by Origin caliber players. So look, Eels had a whole forward pack out. Cowboys had their spine out as well. A few forwards missing. Cutter, Nanai. So look, I can't really say both of them were shit. Both of them were highly affected, and that resulted in a cracking out of footy. I think people understand the Cowboys a fair bit, but I mean, who would expect them to come even close after last week? But look, the Cowboys showed a lot of great signs, and I just wish Colin saw that ball up because we could have been in for a funny finish at the end.
Yeah, really true. I think Eels were very fortunate this year with Origin selections. I believe they are only missing Junior Barlow for this year.
The rest are injuries. Ryan Madison's out. Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, Madison's out. Obviously, Regan Campbell-Gillard's out. They've got, I think, Cartwright and Dory in the centres at the moment or something like that. Sorry, not in the centres, in the second row. But yeah, honestly, my thoughts on the game, Cowboys did really good to get into the position they did. I honestly thought once Felt scored those sort of two back-to-back tries in the space of like 8 minutes towards the end of the game, I thought Cowboys could have come back and win that. But the offload killed them, and it's just unlucky to see.
Yeah, not sure. But before we go on, can I just give a small shout out to Chad Townsend? Obviously, I told you the story Friday. I was rushing for a photo. I fell down, tripped over. He was there like with some manager or something. He had to rush to go, but he ran halfway through just to get me down, like take a photo. So look, things like this go. I know some like really positivity, and look, I want to spread that. And look, I know Chad Townsend's not watching this, but mate, look, I really appreciate what you did on Friday. And look, as a Bronx fan, we're rivals at the end of the day, but to treat me as a human, it made me feel special as a fan, as a human being, and I respect that. Thanks, Chad Townsend. Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Class act from Chad Townsend. He's a class player and a class man. Absolutely love Chad Townsend. I'll let you take Saturday evening for us.
Yeah, mate. So obviously the Warriors host the Broncos. The Broncos coming back to this for the first time since 2019. Look, the scoreline at the end of this game doesn't reflect how dominant Broncos were to at least the 75th minute. Mate, Noah, I'll vote to you first. So 2 questions. First of all, how big of a win is this for the Broncos? Considering that 5 Origin stars out, heading down to the trip to New Zealand, have they now announced us as top 4 contenders?
Yes. And don't get me wrong. Last year I was looking through. I actually had some memory show up on my Instagram this year. Last year I was saying that the Broncos were a top 4 and definitely top 8 side at this time of the year. I'm not saying that this right now. We're only halfway through the season. I'm not saying anything yet, but I am liking what I'm seeing from the Broncos. Absolutely. I think to do that with the likes of Reece Walsh, so that's a fullback out. You had, Corey Oates was injured, and you had Selwyn Cobbo out. So that's automatically 2 wingers who are out there. And then we were missing Payne Haas, Tom Flegler, Patrick Carrigan, and they're all part of our starting forward pack. To do that to back that up with the players we have, is absolutely freakish from the Broncos to do that, to get the win. The end did scare me. I thought we had choked it. But, I mean, we hold on. Thanks so much, Adam Pompey. If you ever come to Brisbane when I'm 18, I'll shout you a beer.
Mate, look, also the second question, for the Warriors, what do you think about Roman Saturday night? Do you think they probably took the Broncos a bit underwhelming with the Origin stars out? Is there still enough for them to take up from this result despite losing? They're showing enough fighting grit. Are the Warriors the real deal in 2023?
I still consider the Warriors a real. I mean, I know for Warriors fans, it sucks that you couldn't beat a depleted team. Obviously, the Broncos very depleted with all their.
Can I just say, look, I'm a Broncos fan, but I feel some people need to give some respect to the Warriors. Well, a lot of people saying Broncos are perfect. Yes, they are, but even the Warriors are missing a few stars. They're missing Wade Egan. They're still missing Tamara Martin in the first or six. So, look, the Warriors also with injuries, but I think the Broncos just got to the last minute. But I feel like some people also need to look at the Warriors. They're not fully stacked yet as well.
Well, people need to look at the outs the Warriors had, and listen, I still would have backed the Broncos, even if. Last week, the Warriors, while Broncos were missing all those players, the Warriors were missing Wade Egan, Mitch Barnett, Dylan Walker, Tamare Martin. I believe they were missing. Oh, who was it? It might have been. Sorry, let me just check. There's been a few ins this week. I know they were missing 5 or 6 players, definitely. Definitely. So. And it was only Luke Metcalf's first game back from injury as well. Toru Harris, I think his only second game back since his injury. They did well. They did really well. Warriors fans can be proud of their team. They take on the Dolphins this week, and I'll be tipping them to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Look, my thoughts on this game, I was obviously on the train for the Rabbitohs-Raiders match. Honestly, this game, I actually typed in the chat saying, Broncos had won that, and like you said, and I'm like, just to clear that as well, like I was actually watching on Twitch, yeah, and when Mariners scored, I saw 5 minutes, so I just turned it off straight away. I thought the Broncos had it done and dusted, but the Warriors, man, they just keep showing that side, that fight, grit, resilient, man. Honestly, bro, I was even telling you, like the Warriors, I don't care if they're up by 12 or not, but like the Warriors can easily just turn that into momentum and score 2 goals, and they did, but the Broncos just hold on. This is an important win for them, and they'll take these wins. And what these wins do, mate, is that they allow you to rest players. They give you more crucial wins, and that way, because Broncos were easily expected to lose, they could have been out of the top 4, but now they're sitting equal third with a chance to beat the Sharks. And you expect Kane Carrigan to rest. And look, I thought Sader was great on his Broncos debut. That try saved like a berry. I thought Reynolds back. Like I honestly thought without Reynolds, we probably was like 30+. He controlled the game really well. Merriman did his job, and Kirk Capel got sacked immediately for Origin, responded quickly. That's what veterans do. That's experience to pass, and I think the Broncos can take a lot from that. The Warriors can take that as well. They obviously lost, but that fight back at the end, take nothing away from them.
Yeah, very much so. Now, I'll do a quick time check. It's 7:18, so we've got about 27 minutes until the game starts, so we'll want to be finishing up by then. So the last two will go pretty rapid fire. Saturday night Rabbitohs versus Raiders. Give your thoughts. Try and keep it to about a minute or so.
Yeah, look, I should have tipped the Raiders back. I mean, I think it was a great game with so much twists and turns. Obviously, I'm hoping Corey Harawira is all right. And look, big win for the Raiders. I think the Rabbitohs, they showed more class. They can't really take too much away. They were missing with Latrell Murray. And the Raiders, they keep their 5-4 up. And they're starting to slowly convince me now.
Very much. Raiders, I'm so sorry. I just want to quickly say from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry I had you 14th in my ladder prediction. I'm so sorry. Oh, my goodness. I was wrong. But, I mean, it's not the end of the season yet, Raiders fans. It's not the end of the season yet. I'm hoping you drop to 14th. No, I'm joking. I like the Raiders. I like them. But we'll see what happens. Good win by the Raiders. Rabbitohs really weren't missing anyone too important except for Latrell and obviously Campbell Graham. But I don't know. Raiders, they look good this year. And Rabbitohs, they're still a top contender in my eyes. Thoughts and prayers to Corey Harawira. I hope he's doing better. But next game, and Faraz, take us through this last one.
Yeah, so Newcastle take on Manly at McDonald. So obviously, look, we all took the Knights, I think, mate. But a question for you: is there more for this game to look at from Manly's perspective than Newcastle? Because I honestly thought I don't want to be too harsh. A win's a win, but geez, Newcastle is not impressed with one bit. What's your take on this?
The Knights need to be doing better than that if they're going to actually contend for the 8 this year. The Seagulls were missing. I say every time that Reynolds even it looks like Reynolds is getting injured, I say that's trouble for us because he's our goal kicker, our captain, our chief playmaker. DC is their captain, chief playmaker, our best in-play kicker. He's usually the only option they end up using. The fact that Manly did okay without him. So for me, it was actually more so to look at on the Knights side of things. The Knights really should have been putting a bigger score on them.
Yeah, look, mate, honestly, I'm just so... Look, I can't be too negative with the Knights, man. They won, and I don't want to bash them, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, that first half, if anything is to go by that, then Newcastle are in for a dangerous year. I felt like the Sharks game, Sharks made 30 years, and they still could have captured it late. But even then, this year, Newcastle have shown so much signs. The Panthers game, then League One, they've been showing a lot of fight resilience, and look, you take the win, but I feel like Manly, I take more from this game than Newcastle.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just one of those... It's one of those things where if Manly have DCE, for me, they win.
Easy. They got the 30 plus. You cannot be missing those chances all the time. They got the win in the end, but for and against is important as well. You could have easily won by 60, 80 points up that for and against. You missed a big chance here, in my opinion, Manly. You can't still make a chance.
Definitely. Now, before we move on to the tips, I will quickly run us through a ladder update. I'll go as fast as I can. Ladies and gents, so Panthers in first place, Sharks in second, Broncos in third, Storm in fourth, and that's all the teams on 18 points. Rabbitohs and Dolphins, Raiders 5, 6, 7. That ends the team on 16 points. Warriors in 8th, Titans in 9th, Roosters in 10th. That's the teams on 14 points. Seagulls and Knights are both on 13 points. They're in 11th and 12th. The Eels and Doggies, 13th and 14th. They're both on 12 points with very different for and against right there. And the Tigers, they're the sole team on 10 points in 15th spot. The Cowboys, they dropped down to 16th, 8 points. And the Dragons, they're also on 8 points. They dropped down to 17th. Now, the for and against must be wrong because... Actually, no, sorry. I believe the Cowboys are on 10 points. I'll need to double check that, but I believe the Cowboys...
I'll just
the
Cowboys are on 10 points.
The for and against didn't add up. Sorry. So Tigers and Cowboys both on 10 points. Dragons the sole team on 8 points. Faraz, before we move on, anything in particular on this ladder that surprised you?
I mean, you just got to look at that top four, mate. All on 18 points. If that doesn't show how tough the conference is, then I don't know what will. I mean, you know what I feel like, mate? I think everyone will be close with points. I think this will be the for and against. If you look at from Roosters, Manly, Newcastle, Eels are on 12 points, right? But you look at the Titans and Roosters for and against. Minus 31, minus 67, Manly minus 18, Newcastle minus 20. Eels are positive 52. If you take away from the bye from the Warriors, the Eels are in the top 8 right now. So you got to get the for and against up, boys.
Yeah, the Eels on positive 52 for and against. That could save it towards the end. It could save their season. Imagine they make the 8 on the same amount of points as other teams, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And
they've got a bye last round as well. So just remind them that.
Exactly. That could save them. Their for and against could save them. So, yeah, that's the ladder update. We'll move on to the round tips. Anytime try scorers, warning, controversial tips ahead. Faraz, take us through the first game this Friday night.
Yeah, so the Tigers host the Raiders at Cameron Stadium, mate. Honestly, I don't know about you, but I am going to cut short. I am going to go the Raiders here, but I thought the Tigers can give them a game. I honestly do. I'm not too confident the Raiders are winning this by 30 plus. I genuinely think if the Tigers can, if Appy's like backing up, I'd give the Tigers a lot of hope in this game. I know they don't do well at Cameron, but I feel like the form they're in right now, they think so much better for last week.
Yeah, definitely. So who's your anytime try scorers there?
So I'm going to go Raiders on the 12. I'm going to go Albert Hopoate. Obviously, he found the line 3 times for the hat trick. I think his first career hat trick. Yeah, I just feel like Albert Hopoate will continue that form. So I'll go Raiders on the 12. I'll go Raiders by 6. I'll go Albert Hopoate every time.
Awesome, love that. For me personally, I mean, I think you already know. I've got to go the Tigers. I've got to back my boy Jackson in with his Tigers team. I'm going to go the Tigers. I'm going to go the Tigers 1-12. And I think it's good that they're resting Jared Croker, the Raiders, this week. I really do respect that. I think that's a good move by Ricky Stewart. Anytime try scorer for me is going to be Stafford Toa. Found the line a few times against the Cowboys. I reckon he'll do it again against the Raiders. Now, Saturday afternoon, ladies and gents, Warriors versus Dolphins at Mount Smart, which is now called Go Media Stadium. Now, I'm not too sure I like the name update, but I can tell you one thing. I can tell you one thing I do like, which is the fact that Tessie New, I believe, is on because Dallin plays right side. Tessie New plays right side for the Dolphins, which means Tessie New's on Marcelo Montoya. I've got Marcelo Montoya anytime try scorer. I'm going to go the Warriors 1-12, and I'm that's my margin as well there. Faraz, what about you?
Yeah, that's a very smart one, mate. I think I'm going to go the Warriors one just because they're at home. I give the Dolphins as much as a chance. I have to go to Zarko, man. Honestly, that just keeps finding the line. I think it's safe to have Izaka in your lineup. I think it's the best option. I think for this round. I'm going to go Warriors on tour, but Izaka for a double.
Yeah, very much so. Now wait a second. I'm actually wrong with my anytime try scorer. Tessie New, as much as he wears the number 5 on his back, he actually does play left side because Ozako plays right, which means Marcelo Montoya is on Ozako, and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak is on Tessie New. So I'll switch that to Dallin, anytime try scorer instead of Marcelo, just because I don't really rate Tessie New's defense always.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. Faraz, take us to the next game.
Yeah, so we've got the Titans Rebels at Seawell Stadium. Honestly, look, one of the least exciting matches on the court for this week. Look, it could be anything, but what do you think of this game? Can the Titans take up to it without Corin, who's apparently being rested? I don't know if that's true or not, but who you got in this one?
For me, personally, this is one that I considered using my guaranteed tip on. I'm not going to. I'm going to back in the Rabbitohs, I think, to get the job done. I don't know. Titans have Verrills back, I believe, so they could do a job. Don't count the Titans out. I've got Rabbitohs 1-12, and anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Cam Pereira back on the wing.
Yep. Okay,
And now, Faraz, I believe this is your guaranteed.
Yeah, man. Look, I just can't see the Titans in this one, especially with that foreign. The Rabbitohs. I think the Rabbitohs, as we know, are the best dry team. This will be in the daytime fixture before night arrives. I think the Rabbitohs will just have too much attacking flair. The Titans have that foreign good like Yaks. I'm not excited for the Titans fight. I think they'll crumble. I think Titans can still build some points, but Rabbitohs are a classy team. They'll find. I think they'll easily win this game. But look, yeah, we'll see how the Titans respond. But just can't see the Titans winning. If they do, I'll take it as a Broncos fan. But can't see that. Sorry.
Definitely. As I've just noticed, I've spelt Titans wrong there. My mistake. Now, Saturday night, Broncos versus Sharks at PointsBet Stadium. The Broncos have a pretty good record against the Sharks. Faraz, give us your tip margin anytime try scorer to start us off.
I'll throw in a confidence stat as well, just being purely a biased Broncos fan, but the Broncos actually haven't lost down to the Shire since 2016. So that is an interesting stat. Look, I know a lot of people think the Sharks. And look, I'm a Broncos fan, and I've told you guys before, I tip against my team when I think they're generally not a chance or like they can't really win. I'm tipping the Broncos. A lot of people think the Sharks. If the Broncos win this game, I feel like this is a statement game. I think the Broncos at Shark Park, being in Sydney for the second time. I know a lot of people say Sharks on her, but I feel like if one of Haas can carry back up, I'm really confident in this Broncos side. They still got Reynolds there, Mans there. I think will play. I think he's been known the results, but I'm liking this from the Broncos. I'm really confident. I know a lot of people are sleeping us, but if we prove you wrong again, then I'm hoping no one can doubt us again. I'm going to go to the Broncos. I'm going to go to the Broncos by 8. I'll go a scoreline of 24 points to 6, and I've got, if Corey does play, I'll go Oates double, but at the moment, I will go Ezra Man double. I think I'm going to have a full day. And Sharks will Kennedy anytime Sharks.
Absolutely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my guaranteed tip. Now, Faraz, call it biased. Call it whatever you want. Broncos 13 plus. I don't care. I've been on the agenda the whole season that Sharks are pretenders. If they are, Broncos are going to out them right here and right now. If Sharks can beat the Broncos, that will prove to me they're not pretenders and they actually are contenders. I've got the Broncos 13 plus, and I'm going to go. You know what? Let's go a bit of a different one. I'm going to go Paddy Carrigan to get his first try if he backs up. If he does not back up, I'm going to go Corey Pakes from dummy half to get it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Look, Can I just say quickly? I think what makes this more of a dangerous game for the Sharks is that everyone's expecting them to win, not like betting plus one, but everyone's hitting them with the outsiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Buddy 5630 says, dang confident. I tell you what, I'm confident in my team. Just like
Also, I'll be attending this game as well. So please, Brisbane, make this weekend even better.
Come on, though, Broncos. Faraz, take us to the third last game.
Okay, so we've got the Roosters and the Bulls. I'll also be going to this game. Hopefully, I can get some sleep the night before. I'll be around 12 o'clock. But yeah, the Roosters taking the Bulldogs at Central Coast Stadium. Look, the Roosters, they're not having the best of times this season, especially with the stats. But the Bulldogs, look, they've been decimated by injuries. They're showing enough fight. Probably still won't make it out for me. But you know what? Are the Bulldogs that are outside a chance to win this? Do you think they can cause an upset down there in Central Coast?
I do. Bulldogs. Listen, I haven't read the Bulldogs so far this season, but I haven't read the Roosters either, and I'm not too sure if Tedesco will back up. He probably should. I'm not sure yet. So for me, it's definitely I'm going to go Bulldogs. I'm going to go Bulldogs 1-12, and I'm going to go for anytime try scorer from the Bulldogs, which is a bit of a tough one. I'm going to go with Matt Burton, the number 7 to get over. Faraz, you with us? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're experiencing a bit of, I'm not too sure, bit of technical difficulties. But Faraz, if you're here, mate, can you just let us know? Sorry, ladies and gents. I'll try and reach in with Faraz. But for now, we move on. I'm going to go Sunday evening, Cowboys versus Storm, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. For me personally, I've got the... Oh, this is a tough one. Will Cameron Munster back up? I think so. And I guess with that, I'm going to go with the Storm. Storm, I guess I've got to go 1-12. I think the Cowboys will sort of back up the form they had last week against Parramatta. So Storm 1-12. And you know what? Get Nick Meaney in there as an anytime try scorer for the Storm. And I think you'll be doing just fine. But last but not least, the Panthers versus Dragons game. Hopefully, as Faraz has just joined back. Faraz, mate, could you give us your tips for Roosters, Bulldogs, and Storm Cowboys? I've just went through those.
This is not really bold, but just how they're playing, it's a bit risk. But I'm going to get the Roosters starting in class. I feel like this is a bounce back game. But if they can't win this game, all they have to do is just win this game. If they can't win this game, I don't have a serious chance of doing as a top 8 side. Crazy to say this now, but wow.
Yeah, and Cowboys versus Storm, I've already given my tip. I've gone Storm 1-12 with Nick Meaney anytime. What about you?
I'm going to the Cowboys upset, mate. I'm going to the Cowboys upset. I feel like this is if they can't win this game, I don't see them making the top 8. The company's already as close as it is. I feel like some of the Storm boys might be back now, might be fatigued. Cowboys are home on a dry, sunny day. This is their chance now. If Dieter backs up like him, that's fine. I think Dieter's been named the team. If they can win this game, the season's sort of back on track. But if they drop this game, they're going to play the Rabbitohs and Panthers in Sydney. And so, yeah, Cowboys last chance for me. If they lose this game, I'll rule them out. So Cowboys by 2 in the upset. And I reckon Scott Drinkle for 2 try assists.
2 try assists. Last but not least, Sunday night, Panthers versus Dragons, Bluebet Stadium. Is this going to be a walkover, or are the Dragons going to put up a fight for us? Let us know your thoughts.
No, look, I can't see it. And the worst part about this game is that it's a Bluebet Stadium, so in front of a ravenous crowd, and Panthers want to get back to winning ways. I think even after how clear and wide we're dominant in Origin, I think they want to be making this game on Sunday. I'm going to go the Panthers 30+. Sorry, Dragons. I just can't give them any hope at the moment.
Yeah, very well put. For me personally, I'm going to go the Panthers 13+. Dragons, they're on shambles at the moment. Absolute shambles. So I think Dragons 13+ is a pretty safe bet to Panthers 13+. My goodness, I nearly messed up there. Panthers 13+ is a pretty safe bet to go with. And I'm going to go, you know what? I might go Dylan Edwards, anytime try scorer. I feel like he'll get over. But yeah, I think if not him, I'm going to go
Yeah.
Sunya Tariva.
Yeah, Taruva's a great one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, for us, do you have anything else to add before we end off?
Yeah, no, just thanks for having me once again. Obviously, we keep running with other boys. They'll be back soon as well. Look, yeah, mate, just so pumped after yesterday. I think Origin review will be coming out soon. Don't worry about that. And look, lastly, all you New South fans, you can keep crying. Maroons on top, baby. Up Queensland.
Okay. Last but not least, I'll just go through. I think we have like 10 comments. So I'll quickly go through them, ladies and gents. Thanks for sticking with us. Queensland, wow, we already went through that. Is Fittler's job on the line? Short answer, yes. And I'm not going to say anything else. Yes, if he loses the series.
Has to win game 2. If he loses game 2, that's it.
Yeah. Especially if he gets swept, I think he'll definitely be gone. Close comp. Can't say confidently who'll win. Same here. No clue. I think Broncos, Souths, and Penrith are the top 3 for me at the moment. I had Finns 15. yeah. Everyone had him down the bottom of the ladder.
No, I didn't lost.
He also make a run of the 8. Yeah, I can say. In the end, yeah.
Disgusting. No. Nah.
Eels nearly choked that. They did nearly bottle the Cowboys game, to be fair. I'm not sure.
They probably were lucky to get the win, honestly.
They were lucky to get the win. If they didn't win that, they'd currently be sitting, I think, in like 14th or something.
Yeah.
So lucky to get the win there. Sailor Tri-Saber was absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. He had a few, actually. So be more specific, would you? Anyway, thanks for watching, Stuart. Vernon and Snake. Sharks Broncos top 4 clash. It is a top 4 clash. Should be a good one as well.
Yeah, for sure. Could go to another point.
Awesome. Queensland faves to win the series. You would think so.
The favourites to win the next game on Sportsbet, so
yeah. We now, like with the stuff changing, Queensland should be favourites now to win the series. At the start, it was New South Wales though, and if New South Wales win game 2, I think they'll go back to being favourites to win the series.
Yeah.
But Queensland need to win game 2 in Queensland. We need to.
Still jobs to be done.
Yeah, job's not finished. Sharks Bronx to go to Golden Point. I like that.
I thought you said grand final.
If it was grand final, I'd like that as well. Except Sharks are absolute winners. They won't make it past the second round, the second week. But I do like that. Golden Point for Sharks Bronx. I wouldn't mind it because Reynolds is.
Reynolds.
Come on for us, says Yahoo friend. That's the last comment we have. I'm not sure what that was about, but
Origin talk banter.
Yeah, probably. Now, ladies and gents, thanks so much for watching. It's been another stream from us here. If you did want to see more content like this, we already have other videos up on our page. Make sure to follow the Instagram at the Final Siren Podcast. You'll see all of our content there, such as the ladder updates, team of the week, the TFS medal, and also power rankings, which I have to get to tonight. I have to post last week's power rankings. But thanks so much for watching. If you stuck with us through the whole thing, we really do appreciate it. And we'll definitely see you in the next one, which should be hopefully a Monday round review. And if not, it'll be on Wednesday, and it'll be a combined one, just like tonight, around review and tips. So thank you so much. It's been us, Faraz and Noah, and Lockie and Davis will be back soon. We'll see you guys in the next video.